You've always come as the sobering voice on this stock. You're laughing already.
Yeah.
What do you make of this recent rally we've seen in Tesla? We're going to get into whether or not it belongs to the Mag 7 or not. But what do you make on this recent rally, especially with the thought that Tesla might likely miss those delivery numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a miss is going to be taken as a surprise. The stock's actually been moving higher on optimism around the China deliveries, right? The fact that, as you mentioned, several of the key players in China have beaten. People are hoping that the fact that we don't have arson issues in Germany and supply chain issues this quarter will allow them to maybe be a little bit stronger. But I look at used car pricing. It's down 30% year over year. That's roughly double the price cuts in North America for Tesla.
Right. But you're hitting the fundamentals about the stock right now. But the recent rally, I mean, it sounds like you're thinking that's just irrational exuberance. I mean, is there some reason that you can attribute, even as the bear in this conversation, for the stock to rally so much, about double digits over the last month?
It's optimism in China. I mean, people trade this thing on data points. It's a high velocity name. It's a retail darling. So when the headline news is coming through positive, stock's going up. When the headline news is coming through negative, stock's going down.
All right. Stephen, I'm going to come over to you. You're the bull in this situation right now. Even you believe, you say the whisper number for Tesla deliveries actually is going to fall short of what the estimates are expecting. What do you make of this recent rally? What are you possibly, but at least investors, are seeing in this stock over the last month or so?
Yeah, I think there's a few things. I think, first of all, if you look at Tesla and you just look at it as an automotive company, you're not going to buy the stock, right? You're buying into a technology business, and I think Craig's right to an extent on what people are looking at with the short-term numbers. But I also think people are thinking about Tesla at a larger scale and what they're doing on both the full self-driving side and how the AI business is really fueling the company, both on FSD, full self-driving, and on ultimately longer term, the robotaxi side.
All right, so a lot of people have been pointing to that robotaxi event coming up in August. By the way, I want to get to your price target. You're at 265 on the stock. Ahead of that, as we look at Tesla, just the fundamentals of the company, delivery numbers and everything else, Craig was mentioning some of the pricing issues that the company's having as well. Does Tesla belong in the Magnificent Seven when you look at the stock? I know you're bullish on it, but do you still believe it belongs in the Mag 7?
Yeah, and again, I go back to the fact that this truly is a technology business. They are set up for significant long-term growth. Part of that is clearly the pace and the timing of EV adoption and how that impacts the core business. But a larger part of that long-term is how we think about the application of AI technology and also the ability to just fuel the full self-driving piece of the company. I think what's important to note is when we look at our target price, we think the stock's worth, 190 to 195 bucks on the core operations, and the upside to our price target from there really comes from the other initiatives. And quite honestly, I think we're being conservative on the long-term adoption rates on those initiatives.
All right, Craig, I'm going to come over to you. I'm not going to be surprised by your answer, I don't think. But
No.
Do you think that Tesla needs to be kicked out of the Mag 7? And if so, why? What are the factors that lead you to that conclusion?
Tesla's a retail darling, right? And why is the big question? It's because they've changed the world, right? They've brought EVs to the mass market and forced all the rest of the automotive industry to follow them. So they deserve special treatment. Does that mean they belong in the Mag 7 or not? I don't think so. I see it as egregiously overvalued. The stock's trading on expectations for things like sentient humanoid robots by the end of 25. That ain't going to happen, Mike. Elon Musk is prone to hyperbole, right? The FSD, full self-driving. No. I mean, they don't have the technology, the actual energy tax on the drivetrains more than it is for actually driving A to B.
So, Craig, you're hitting on some of the things that were in a Wells Fargo's note yesterday. A lot of people were following. Tesla's valuation, according to our system, 74 times forward earnings. The rest of the Mag 7 peers at 35 times. But, Stephen, I want to come back over to you. Another point in this note is that the outlook for 3-year EPS growth for Tesla, it's at about 12%. The rest of the Mag 7's at 26%. How can you be in one of these in this high-flying group if you have such a lower growth rate? And is Tesla, in your mind, still a growth stock?
Yeah, well, I think yes, it is a growth stock. I think when you think about the pace of growth that we're seeing in the near term, we wrote this. We initiated coverage on the stock only about 10 days ago. The very short term, there are clearly EV adoption headwinds which are impacting the earnings profile. Right, I don't think that's a shock to anybody. I think when we look at the rollout of incremental vehicles, the quote unquote Model 2, which should start to be produced over the next 12 to 18 months. That should be another high volume vehicle for the company. And then you layer in the long term. And again, when we think about the growth story for Tesla, we're talking about 27 to 35, where you start to get significant adoption rates of things like FSD and robotaxis. And I do agree with Craig in the short term. I do think there are headwinds, and that's pretty well documented in our reports. But I think you have to have a vision of Tesla medium to long term to buy the stock. If you're buying this thing for a month or 2 months, clearly it's going to be choppy and it's going to trade on data points, as Craig indicated.